charge of contempt of court today. The contempt charge has been pressed as the Commerce Minister has failed to reply legal notice against him within the time. The Human Rights and Peace for Bangladesh on February 24th served him a legal notice to reply within 24 hours, asking why legal steps would not be taken against him for his action in favor of Citigroup, disobeying the court order. It may be mentioned that same High Court bench on January 24th directed the government to begin eviction of illegal structures around the four rivers, Buriganga, Shitalakha, Balu and Turag, within February 28, 2010. The legal notice said that, disobeying the order, Commerce Minister requested to not evict the illegal structures of Citigroup inside Shitalakha River on February 22, 2010. The government has already passed 1 year in office. Many of its election pledges are yet to be realized. Citing this, BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia has observed that the government should quit power for its failure on Saturday night. However, people on the street think that quitting is not a solution. Instead, the government should do more to fulfill its election pledge. Some also opine that the opposition cannot avoid its responsibility when it comes to government's failure.
Deliver or quit is what the BNP chairperson had to say on Saturday night at her Gulshan office, citing that the government has failed in keeping its election promises. But is quitting a solution? Not according to this gentleman at least. He thinks the government should rather do more to come up with solution of the prevailing problems.
পদত্যাগের যে ব্যাপারটা এটা ঠিক না, কারণ এখন পদত্যাগের ব্যাপারে কোনো ধরনের ওই ধরনের ইস্যুগুলো তৈরি হয়নি। আমার দৃষ্টিতে এই প্রতিহিংসার রাজনীতি পরিহার করা উচিত। তবে পদত্যাগ না, যদি আইন শৃঙ্খলা অবনতি হয় তাহলে আমার আইন শৃঙ্খলাকে আরো সুদৃঢ় এবং পরিপক্ক করা উচিত।
According to some, the opposition too has some responsibilities to play on their part, and that includes its presence in the parliament and talk about public issues, sufferings.
কারো পদত্যাগ না দাবি করে তাকে গাইড দেওয়া হোক এবং সংসদ আছে সংসদে যে বলুক যে আপনারা এভাবে না এভাবে চলতে হবে, গাইড দেওয়া দরকার। সরকারকে মানে সুনির্দিষ্ট রাস্তা দেখা দরকার যে আপনি এই রাস্তায় আগান, এভাবে না আগে এভাবে করেন এভাবে করেন। এটা না করে সে বিরোধিতা করতেছে, কিন্তু এভাবে বিরোধিতা করা ভালো না।
1 year is little too early to judge the government of 5 years term, and the call to quit may seem a little too extreme. However, for the common man, the government should be doing more in realizing their demands. Shamuli Bishwash, News and Images, Dhaka.
The High Court extended 6 months more to relocate tanneries from the city's Hazaribagh area to Savar on Sunday. The court came up with the order upon an application filed by the Government and Tannery Owners Association, seeking 2 years' time for reallocation. A High Court bench of Justice Momtazuddin and Naima Haldar, however, gave them 6 months' time. Early on June 2009, the High Court directed the government to shift all the tanneries from Hazaribagh by February 28 this year. Advocate Iqbal Kabir stood for Bella, while Fazli Noor Taposh stood for Tannery Owners Association in the court. Additional Attorney General M.K. Rahman was present in the court as Chief State Counsel. There will be no shortage of revenue in the next budget for Bangladesh, expects AHN Mustafa Kamal, Chairman for the Parliament Standing Committee on Ministry of Finance. Kamal also said that this year their target was to get 61,000 crore taka as revenue income, against which they have already earned 31,125 crore taka in the first 7 months. He also said that this year's revenue income is 16% more than previous years.
আমরা শঙ্কিত ছিলাম হয়তো আমাদের রেভিনিউ প্রাপ্তিতে ঘাটতি থাকবে, কিন্তু এর মাঝে আমরা বিগত 7 মাসের জাতীয় রাজস্ব বোর্ড অর্জন করেছে 31,125 কোটি টাকা, শতকরা 99.97 ভাগ। এই কারেন্ট ইয়ারের 7 মাসের অর্জন প্রায় 16 ভাগের বেশি। রাজস্বে কোনো ঘাটতি হবে বলে আমরা বিশ্বাস করি না। যদি জনবল বাড়াতে পারতাম, এগুলো আমরা আরো বেশি করে অর্জন করতে পারতাম।
Researchers and professors of Dhaka University have said that women in the country are still being the ultimate victims of gender discrimination. And it is more so when it comes to spreading contagious diseases such as HIV or AIDS. Fahmidul Haq, a Dhaka University professor, in his research paper established that the first patient with HIV virus in the world and even in Bangladesh was a male one. Despite the fact women in Bangladesh are presented as the more vulnerable group. He further informs in his research paper that drug addiction is a major cause of spreading HIV virus, for which male are more responsible than women. The research paper was presented at a round table organized by Bangladesh Nari Pragati Sangha today at the National Press Club. Well, it's time for a short break now, but coming up next. Chile quake death toll reaches to 300. Search for more bodies continues. Welcome back. You're watching the Evening Bulletin News and Images. Our top international story. At least 300 people have been confirmed dead after a deadly quake struck Chile and triggered tsunami warnings across the Pacific Ocean. The 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck early on Saturday, 92 km northeast of Concepcion, Chile's second largest city. The quake, which lasted for 1 minute, damaged buildings and caused blackouts as far away as Santiago, 320 km northeast of the epicenter. Michelle Bachelet, the outgoing president, declared a state of catastrophe and warned that more deaths were possible. She wanted to call on all the people of Chile to remain calm. Chile is a country that had earthquakes before, so it was reasonably well prepared for this. Meanwhile, at least 6 Palestinians have reportedly been injured after Israeli police forces stormed a holy site in Jerusalem to disperse Muslim worshippers. Palestinian sources said that Israeli forces fired rubber bullets and tear gas at the protesters in the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound today. Israel said that the situation was calm and denied